started. Welcome to our team call for January 29th. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like January has been like forever long. January is always a funny month for the start of the year. So before we get started, does anybody have any rank advancements or anything that they want to shout out? Not this week. Not yet. We're going to have things to celebrate next week, right? We're going to have a lot of things to celebrate in the upcoming month because it's Team Cup month. So we have decided that within our team, within our own community, alongside being able to earn prizes with your Team Cup teams, that we are going to do custom t-shirts for the top team within our team. Top team shirts, like they're going to be fun. They're going to be funky. And they're going to be for the team that collectively helps the most people and earns the most points in Team Cup month. So if you're somebody that likes to rally and have a little fun competition, I see Kelly dancing over there. Know that we are going to do that. And I think it'll be a cool thing to do every year that way. Like you can rock your t-shirt at Summit and like know that you were the Team Cup winner within our team organization. So yes, Kelly loves recognition.
At least I know it.
So tonight I was inspired to do this call because I had a call with Ray about a week or so ago, because Ray is on the verge of becoming our newest diamond coach on the team. So exciting. She's been working really, really hard to get to this place in her business through the craziness of her life and through becoming a new mom and all of this. She has stayed consistent and showing up, and she's on the verge of having this breakthrough in her business. And we were really breaking down, strategizing, like not only how to get to diamond, because she kind of knows that already, but that was something that I wanted to bring to our team and discuss a little more in depth, and even more so how to really build a solid diamond where you're not like hitting it and then flopping out of rank, or where you get there and then you stop doing the things that it took like to get there. Like, I don't know if you guys listened to that Trey call that we posted in the team page last week, but what stuck out to me was how he said that sometimes when we set these goals, right, instead of like having standards, that we do all of the right things to get to a goal, and then what happens when we get there is we stop doing the things that we did to get there, right? So kind of talking about the concept of the standards for our businesses and the consistent behaviors that are driving you to hit that goal, but to continue on doing them once you do, so that you build a really, really solid foundation for your business. And even more so, I want to dig a little deeper into building really solid income and volume as a diamond, because I don't think a lot of coaches on our team yet really understand the power behind diamond, aside saying like, everybody says be a diamond coach. I want to be a diamond. I want recognition at Summit. I want to have diamond on my lanyard. I want to be shouted out on social media. Like, those things are all fantastic, and the recognition component is great. But we want to talk more about what getting to diamond and like building a really solid diamond can do in your life and for your business and for your income. And the cool thing is that once you really kind of understand these concepts, then you're going to feel more confident in leading your newer coaches of how to really start building their own successful businesses as they go along, when you find people that want to run with you. So we're going to talk about that tonight. And I'm also going to briefly touch on why diamond should not be the end goal, but why diamond should be kind of like a starting place of thinking bigger for your business, because ultimately a great push goal for anyone who actually wants to build a business in this business is hitting 2-star diamond. And we're going to break that down a little bit to explain why and the benefits, and why that's really like the kickoff of where like the game changes in this business when you become a 2-star diamond, and how that opens the doors for volume and income growth. So I'm just curious. I know a lot of you have your screens off, but I'm curious to see a show of hands. How many of you in here, I know that I just want to like preface this by saying, don't apologize if you have big income goals. Like, you are here building a business, you are doing work, you deserve to be rewarded for it. Like, yes, you love helping people. Yes, this has changed your life. Yes, you want to serve the lives of others. Yes, you love the community. Yes, you love the accountability. Like, none of us would be here if we didn't love those things, we didn't love helping people. But unapologetically own, do you have big income goals for your business? Like, do you really want to make some substantial part-time and or working towards full-time income for your families, for your lives? And would that change things for you? Okay, so this is good. We like this. This is what we want to know, because this is why we're really breaking these things down. Because I think understanding these things is a really key component to being motivated to get there. Because like I said, if the goal is like, I just want to get to diamond because my coach told me I should get to diamond, or I just want to get to diamond because I know somebody else hit diamond and that was so cool to see them get recognized on social media, or I want to walk the stage on summit. But I want to talk about why getting to diamond actually is like a game changer in your business and for your life, working towards the bigger things that you're doing. And I just wanted to say this because I always think about this is, if you know the why, then you can figure out the how. Because I know that a lot of us get stuck on the how, like, how do I get to diamond rank, or how do I get to 1-star, or how do I get to 2-star, or how do I hit success club consistently, whatever. Like, we all have to work on these things, right? But if you know the why, it's going to drive you more consistently to take action to figure out the how. Like, you are going to be more willing to take action, to be confident, to show up in your business with energy, to like push past having failures and objections and all that crap, if you know why you're here. And if you know why you want that to be a goal for you, then you can figure out the how. I can promise you that, because most of us starting out have no clue what any of this shit means. But you need to know why you want to do it and why you're here and why you're building your business, right? So that's my
One of the
first.
things I wanted to just add on to that, Dana, is something that I've been starting up. I'm no pro at it, is this miracle morning thing. And part of that is visualization, or reading your vision. And I can't tell you how many times I have heard people tell me to do that every morning for I don't know how many years. And I've been like, yep, I know it. And it's been in my head, and I probably once or twice wrote it down, but now it is on the back of my vision board, what my life looks like through success in this business, through success, what success means to me in this business, what my lifestyle looks like, what my house looks like, that Keith and I are working from home full time, that Ben can do whatever he wants to do because we're not restricted by finances, that we can travel wherever we want to travel. That we're just home and we don't have that stress. So point being, if two things. One, write down your like dream life and what it looks like with your job, your home, your relationships, your business. Write that down. And if you don't know what some of that is, because for me, for a while, it was because I didn't really know what that was going to look like for us. I didn't really know where we were going to live. And sometimes we still don't know that, but I know what I want to be feeling, and I know what I want to be kind of living, if that makes sense. Maybe not where, but anyway, if you don't know the specifics, just write down what you do know. Write down like what your dream life would look like, without reservation of like, well, I don't think I can do that. Just write it down and read it every morning. And that literally, just that small step over the like last couple of weeks has made me like engage in my business in the morning. Like, remember why I'm going to dig into it, even if I'm feeling kind of crummy that day. It's like I started my day reading this big vision, this big why, and I'm going to invite some people to it. If they say no, I don't care, because I'm working at that level of this is what I'm working for. So do it. I can't, people told me that for years and I never did it. But if you take one thing from me tonight, it's write down what you want out of this business.
Connect to it. Emotionally connected to it. It's so true. Okay. I love that tip, because I don't know, like thinking about when you sit down to work your business and you're like, I don't really feel like sending invites today, right? And it's so easy to get distracted. But if you know, like, this action I take right now is going to bring me one step closer to what I ultimately want, it is so much easier to find the discipline to actually do it. So I love that you mentioned that. Okay. I wanted to say this in terms of, I'm curious right now, right out of the gates with a brand new year, like how many of you actually have a goal for the next like 3 months of your business that you want to work towards? Like something set in stone that you're like, I'm pushing for this and I'm going to break down how to get there. Okay. And I say that because it's so easy to go into a new year thinking like, I want to be a 5-star diamond by the end of 2020, right? And that gives you the whole year. And it's the same concept of like going into a new month and thinking like, I want to hit Success Club 10 this month. And then like, you're like at the beginning of the month, it's like, oh, the first like week goes by. You're like, I have plenty of time. I won't worry about it. Like I'll do more next week. And then week 2 comes around and like you still, maybe you've helped 1 or 2 people, but you're like not even close, right? Like we by nature as humans are lazy and like comfort. And if there's no sense of urgency and there's no target to aim at, we're not going to push with that sense of urgency in that time frame that we could be. So like having a goal to aim at, like you need a target to shoot at, right? And so with Team Cup Month, the cool thing is you get to set your own personal goal. We had a call last night for our Team Cup team to break down what everyone's personal goal is, why they're pushing for that. And then talking about how we as a team can hold each other accountable, do power hours together, check in on what we're doing on our businesses, share invites, share all that kind of stuff. So Team Cup Month is a really, really great way to hold yourself accountable to those things that you are pushing for. So share those with your team and share what you're pushing for and pushing yourself a little bit outside your comfort zone so that you can actually see what you're capable of, right? Do we have any brand new coaches on here? Because I was going to break down Emerald, but I don't, we do. I just wanted to break down Emerald really quick before we go into the whole diamond realm, because I always say, like, if you can figure out how to get yourself to Emerald, then you can figure out how to do anything in this business, because our business is literally duplicating emeralds all the way to diamond, all the way to star diamond. If you can build an emerald, you can teach somebody to build it to emerald. And if you can teach somebody to build the emerald, they can teach somebody, and so on and so forth. Emerald just means you plus 2. And we have a left leg and a right leg in our business, and that means you have 1 active or discount coach on your left and 1 active or discount coach on your right, and you have 50 personal volume points to be an Emerald coach, and that opens a door to residual income. Okay, so if you have someone on your team, Cup team, that is not yet an Emerald, hell yes, they could be Emerald in 24 hours, right? So simple. Sign up your husband, sign up your mom, sign up your neighbor, sign up a friend from, your kid's school, whatever. Emerald is simple and totally doable.
One of the best tips too from Mackenzie is when you enroll somebody, ask them right away, do you have a best friend that would want to do this with you? Get them to enroll somebody like that day, because the energy is up. They're excited about starting their journey. And I would tell my best friend if I was like about to start something, I'm like, hey, I'm about to do this thing. Like, you want to do it with me? And you never know.
I loved that too. I love it.
And I will just say, to quickly add on to that, it's another thing is that for those of you that are pushing for things like 1-star, 2-star, or premier, let's say premier, it's the leadership points in addition to what you're having to do rank-wise. And one of the areas last year that I struggled immensely to get leadership points was when I signed up a coach, whether it was just a discount coach or active coach. As long as they sign up one person, just get 1 SE point within that first month of them signing up, you get points towards it. And that's where I lacked so much. So if you go in with a mentality, or even shoot it in your welcome email of like, does your friend, does your, best friend, does your coworker, does your parent, does your sister want to join you in this? It's so much fun. It's bringing people in, which is not like perfect, and it's helping you get those leadership points, because those are hard to get.
Yep. And it generates first wins, right? Like, how exciting is it to like sign up and then you're like, perfect, you just made $50 back of your investment because you just signed someone up, and they're like, wait, what? Like $50.
Yeah. And that $50 sometimes helps people see the potential of why they actually might want a coach, not just dabble in it. Okay, so Emerald we're good on, right? So I want to say this about diamond. The diamond is a decision. It is a decision. It doesn't mean that you're like, you have the most strategic plan, which we're going to break that down. Diamond is a decision that you're going to go all in your business, and you're going to move yourself forward, and you're going to take that first step, because diamond is really like the furthest strength you can get to, essentially, by building it on your own. Like, and I hate to say building it on your own, because you might have coaches that go to emerald underneath you to get there, but it is like, you can't go any further than diamond without mentoring someone else to be successful in their business, right? To get into star diamond ranks, you have to mentor somebody else. Like, you can't build yourself unless you have a spouse account to 1-star or 2-star, right? So diamond is a decision. And I'm going to say that if you're going into Team Cup month and diamond has been something, or regaining diamond has been something that you've had your heart set on for a while now, do the damn thing in Team Cup month. Like, make a decision. Diamond is something I'm working to regain in my second business center personally. So I'm in the trenches working alongside you to rebuild a new emerald, and get back to diamond in that account for myself. But it ultimately is taking ownership that we are business owners, and that we are in control of the direction of our businesses, and then showing up for that, right? So essentially, diamond, someone told me as a new coach, and it was like the simplest yet one of the best pieces of advice I was ever given, and that is fast is fun. You have so much more fun in this business when you're working at it fast and you're growing more quickly, right? When you're having wins, when you're helping people, when people are seeing results, people are signing up. You're having so much more fun when you're building that momentum and you're seeing things happen, and that happens by taking action, right? So diamond essentially is you plus 12. I printed out the tracker that I posted in the team page just for those of you that maybe haven't seen it, but to just kind of reference as we go through this. But it's literally, you have a total of 4 people on your left leg, 4 people on your right leg, and one of those 4 on each leg is an emerald coach. And we just talked about emerald is just you plus 2. I can say when I personally built to diamond, my goal coming out of the gates as a brand new coach was to help at least 5 people a month. And I had a diamond date goal to hit it in like 2.5 months, which I hit it the day before my diamond date goal. So I'm going to tell you, if diamond is your goal, pick a date and set it, and like rally for that date. Because if you don't have a date on the calendar, it always becomes one of those things of like, well, it didn't happen for me this month, so I'll get to it next month. Or like, this month just sucked for me, so I'll just try again next month. But if you have that date and you're like really set on making that happen, you're going to up your actions to get there, instead of like falling back on like, well, I'll just push it forward because I have the whole year ahead of me, right?
One of the things that I was thinking about today is, if we held ourselves to the standards that we hold ourselves to work at in a corporate job, right? If my boss at corporate said, you need to find 8 more clients by February 28th, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be like, February 27th, like didn't do it. Hope it's okay. Like, hold someone else, because this job is, oh, my connection's unstable. Hopefully I'm not crack-a-lacking. Because this is so much more important than that, right? Like, we can spend our whole lives working for someone else, or we can push ourselves past our comfort zone and achieve things because we said we were going to, right? So we can make excuses and say it's hard, or they said no, or whatever, or we can say, I've got a deadline. I set this for myself. I set standards in my business. This is the day I'm going to do it by, and I'm going to figure out the how.
Yep. Figure it out. Everything is figure outable, right? Okay, so I wanted to make sure that everybody knows the difference between emerald and diamond, and this is important when it comes to income, and it might not seem like a really big deal to you, right? But at emerald level, you make $14 a cycle, and a cycle happens when you have a certain amount of volume on your weak leg versus your strong leg, and that matches up and it creates a cycle, right? That's how we earn residual income. I'm not going to like go into the depth of that. You can watch a video on it if you don't understand it, but that's essentially how a cycle works. Now, think if you are building your business consistently and you're helping new people every single month, right? Your volume is consistently growing, meaning you're going to start cycling more. So when you're an emerald, you cycle at $14 a cycle. When you're a diamond, you cycle at 18. And that $4 doesn't really seem like that big of a difference, but I can tell you from when my second business center was 1-star compared to where it being an emerald right now, I'm seeing a significant difference in the amount of income that I make weekly based on just being an emerald versus a diamond in that account. it makes a difference. And it makes a difference, not just in your cycles weekly, but like over the course of a month, like how much income you can earn in your account if you're a diamond and above. And so I wanted to point that out to you guys, first and foremost, but I want to explain a little bit more of like building that solid diamond so that you don't drop rank and then ultimately end up losing income. Like the point is not just to get to diamond, to build to diamond, but it is to hold it once you get there so that you're earning the maximum amount of income for the work that you're doing and what you're building underneath that account. Does that make sense? Okay, so we all know that's diamond is a total of 12 people, right? So here's what I'm going to suggest. If you are currently an emerald coach going into Team Cup month, or maybe let's say you have 3 people signed up under you, right? So your tracker looks like this. So you have 3 X's. So now you need to know you need to fill in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's helping 5 people, right? To fill in your spots here. Now the key is, how are you going to build your emeralds? And this is something you need to think about. And I was sharing this on our Team Cup call last night, is if you have a husband or a significant other, then you can sign up. The benefit of signing them up as a brand new coach is significant because you're going to place them at the top of your weak leg, the opposite. Does everybody understand strong leg versus weak leg? Okay, your strong leg is the leg that you are signed up on underneath your coach. If you don't know what that is, ask your coach. And if you don't understand it, like you can go, once you know the leg you're on under your coach, you can go into your business center and you're going to see a significant difference typically in the volume of one leg versus the other. And why that's
the
important.
easiest way I think to see it, if you don't know, if you go to your coach online office and you go to your graphical, it's like my business graphical genealogy, you'll see your right side and your left side there. And if there are people on one side that you did not place there, that is your strong leg, because you're getting support from your upline and everyone who is enrolled before you, who are adding coaches to that leg, and even people who are signed up after you because they're building underneath you. So your strong leg is the leg that has people on it that you're like, what? Not your personally sponsored sponsorship drill down, but your graphical genealogy.
Yeah. So think about our business essentially like a family tree. And the cool thing is that like us all working together helps each other build out that family tree. So say this is your right leg is the leg you're on under your coach. Now your volume that is accruing on this leg is not just from you helping coaches and customers, or it's not just from you and your personally sponsored coaches that are building on that leg, but your coach who's up here somewhere, right? Every time they're signing someone up on this leg, it's adding to your volume on this leg. So you have volume coming from you, but also coming from above you, and any other coach that is on that same leg in the organization is adding volume to that leg as well. And I'm going to get to that in a few minutes about like building more income as a diamond coach with that concept. But I wanted to share that in terms of if you're here, right, and you have all these dark bubbles filled and you're like, how am I going to get my emeralds now? Like you need to think about this ahead of time, because you don't want to get there at the end of the month, 2 days before your diamond date goal, and then think, shit, I don't have my emeralds. Like, what do I do now? Think about this now. Are you going to sign up your spouse at the top of your weak leg so that your spouse is benefiting from all the volume of the customers that you're signing up under them, right? And eventually, if you work your coach to be an emerald, they're going to earn income on that account, and that volume is going to roll up to you, and you're going to earn income off that as well. I hope this is not losing any of you. But signing them up at the top of your account is so much more beneficial. Otherwise, if they're not signed up here, then you've signed up all these people. And when you sign them up down here, they're missing out on all this volume that they could have benefited off income wise. Does that make sense? Simply for those of you that don't have spouses signed up yet. Okay. So building a spouse account or building a family account is a great way to get to emerald. So if you're going to help 5 people sign up, and then after you hit that goal in your own account, then you can place your next 2 people underneath your spouse, and that can be one of your emeralds. I did that with my mom when I was pushing for diamond. I didn't have an emerald on that leg. I didn't have a coach working on that leg. So I got myself to Success Club 10. And then the next people I helped, I said, hey, I run my mom's account too. I'm going to sign you up under there. And that was how I built my emerald on one leg. The other emerald on that account happened to be a customer who had lost 20 pounds. She was loving Shakeology. She was posting about it. I said, hey, have you ever thought about sharing this to get your own Shakeology paid for? She signed up to her girlfriends, and boom, that was the other emerald, and that was how I became a diamond. It is literally that simple. Does not have to be hard. It does not have to be scary. It does not need to be complicated, and it doesn't need to take forever, but it does need to take some thought of how you are actually going to plan your month and how many invites you're going to do so that you're bringing on the people that you want to help, and also how you're going to build your emeralds. Does anybody have any questions about that before I go more into the volume component? Everybody looks so excited. Right.
Well,
Okay.
Dana, I think that last night when you broke it down, when I thought I had to be married to my other half in order for them to be on my other leg, like to sign them up as a coach to make, grow income and grow volume.
You have to have permission that you can do that. Like you can't just sign up somebody random and then use their account. Like you can't, that's against policy and procedure. We're not allowed to do that.
Even our spouses are technically working coaches. It's not really legal to be like, yeah, I work my spouse account.
Yeah.
It's like unwritten law. I don't know. We can't say like I work my spouse account, even though everyone does. Technically, like our spouses are well aware that they are active coaches in this business and are working.
Yeah. Okay.
But they can be a boyfriend, I think was what Daniel was saying. They don't have to, you don't have to be married to them. If you're
right.
Permission, if I want to sign up my boyfriend, I can sign up my boyfriend and work his account with his permission.
Yeah, that's totally up to you guys. Where you see income coming in, it'll be under his name legally. Like you just need to make sure that they know that.
Yep. Okay, so we talked about placement, all that good stuff. Okay, so I wanna break down a little bit of like thinking beyond just getting yourself actually to diamond, like that 12 people. Like now you have that 12 people, hell yeah, you're a brand new diamond coach, how awesome. Now what are you gonna do with it to make sure that it stays a solid diamond, a foundation for you to really build a successful business upon, and how you can earn more income as a diamond coach, right? Because let's be real, you don't just start making a six-figure income when you become a diamond. It's not like the magical, like, oh my God, now I'm a diamond and I make $17,000 a week. It doesn't work like that, right? You still have to continue to strategically build and consistently help people. But there is a strategy behind that of how you can earn more income as a diamond coach while you're working towards Star Diamond. So like we mentioned with having a weak leg and a strong leg, and this is what I was explaining to Rachel, is that she has the leg that she's on under me is significantly stronger than her other leg. She has her husband sign up on her weak leg. Once she achieves diamond, she can place people underneath her spouse, right, as an emerald coach, because then she's going to be earning income on that account, which is also rolling up to her account. So you're essentially earning more income that way. But this is what I mean when I say solid diamond, because who's had somebody go inactive and flop off? Who's had a customer like that goes inactive and then they're no longer counting in your account? Or you have, maybe if you've been around a while, you have someone who became an emerald coach and then they decide to step back, or life happens or whatever, and they drop emerald and then they're no longer counting in your account as an emerald. That happens. That's reality. That's business, right? Retention is something we're always working to improve upon, but you're gonna have people go inactive, flop off, or cancel or quit. It happens. So thinking about diamond being solid, meaning getting to diamond and holding it so that you don't drop it, and partially that being so that you're not always like, we don't want you building a diamond so that you're chasing to plug holes of inactives to keep it. We want to help you build a solid diamond to where it's a really solid diamond, to then you can continue focus on growing and building your business beyond that. And when I say that, my suggestion personally is once you get to diamond, help at least 2 to 3 extra people sign up on each leg. So now you have your 4 and your emeralds, and you're going to help 2 to 3 more on each one of those legs, right? That way, if somebody goes inactive, or they freeze their Shakeology for a month, or their debit card, they lose it and their account goes flop for a minute, like, it doesn't affect your rank, right? You have 2 to 3 extra people on each leg, and then immediately get to work on finding a second emerald for each one of those legs. So whether that is a customer that is loving the programs and products and you share about coaching with them, or you have somebody that decides they hop on a business opportunity webinar and they want to join you. Unfortunately, a lot of times with placing coaches on left legs and right leg, like, you might have somebody come in that you think would never be a coach and they become a rock star coach, and you might have somebody that you sign up as a coach from the get-go and then they never become a coach, right? So don't stress too much about placement. Like, just be mindful of it. If you're working towards diamond, you're obviously going to want to think about who's going to be my emerald on my left, who's going to be emerald on my right, and future focus of building to 2-star diamond, you have to have 1 diamond on your left and 1 diamond on your right. They cannot both be on the same leg to be a 2-star diamond coach. So keep that in mind. But like I said, don't over stress it, because you never know who's gonna go active and you never know who's not gonna go active that you thought was going to, right? But it all eventually balances out in the long run. So building that solid diamond, you have your diamond, you have your 2 to 3 extra on each leg, you're working to have, and help 2 more emeralds pop so that you have 2 emeralds on each leg, is a really good game plan for having a really solid diamond rank, so that you don't drop in and out, and so that you don't miss out on income that you're growing under your business center as you're working hard, right? And now here's the fun part, is that when you get to that place in your business where you've built that solid diamond, now you can look at your volumes, and you can feel free to reach out to me or Annalisa, and like, we're happy to look at your account and your volumes with you, because I wish I had understood this earlier on, because I was just like a gung-ho recruiter, like, I'm gonna help everybody and their mom and I'm gonna hit SC20 every single month. But if I had no clue about placement, or that I should have been putting people on my weak leg, that I potentially could have been earning way more income way faster than I did, because I didn't understand this, is that, like we said, you have a weak leg and you have a strong leg. So ideally, once you have that solid diamond in place, you're going to want to start kind of stacking out that weak leg so that your volume grows on that leg. And the more you grow that weak leg volume, the more you're going to end up cycling weekly. And that's going to significantly change how much residual income you are earning every single week, not even by popping a star diamond rank, but just by being a really solid diamond that's focused on growing volume. And keep in mind too, that as you have active coaches come on and you're mentoring them of how to help people, how to get into Success Club activity, how to hit Emerald, like, that's adding to your volume as well. So it's something that you're constantly going to be looking at and working to focus on. But just know that you have so much control of growing that when you get to a solid diamond and you understand building out volume on that weak leg. Does that make sense to people? Like, if you don't technically understand a lot about volume and income right now, like, does that help you understand a little bit better, like, the benefit of diamond, and that it's not just like a pretty fancy fun little rank, like, it's a really foundational component to building a successful business?
I think that's the huge part too, when we think about like why we're doing this. The vision is to help people. My vision is really to create this like thriving community of people who just keep showing up together because it's fun to do that. And we're out there looking for those people. And I know that diamond is like this foundational thing where if we have this massive vision for income and for community and for whatever you want to do with this business, you have to be able to talk with and influence more than 8 people, right? So think of the big picture. Like, what are you trying to create? What is this community you want? And get those people involved in it. And don't think of it as like, I just need to find 8 people. Think of it as like, what am I promoting? How can I pull these people into me? Because this is like the best community ever. And I think one of the other exciting things is like when we as a team can do this together and generate diamonds and generate star diamonds and generate premier and generate elite. Like the energy is just up, and we all have this like further belief in what we're doing and what we're capable of and what this business can do for us. And I'm excited to see that this year. I'm excited because I know a lot of you who are on this call are like, all right, I want this. I just need to figure out the how. The how, I guess I'm going off on a tangent, but the how, like if you need business strategy, if you're like, okay, I know I need to get these 8 people, but how do I do that? Pick up the book GoPro, pick up the book Get Over Your Damn Self by Romy Neustadt. Pick up a network marketing strategy book so that you can truly like read a chapter on how to overcome objections, how to invite people, how to connect with people, how to whatever, why are events important. Like we're not the first people to do this. It's all out there. It's all in training. But if you need the how, make that your personal development book. If you need the why, like you need a personal development book on like developing belief and like casting a vision and doing all that kind of thing. So figure out kind of where your disconnect is, or if you feel uncomfortable doing this, or if you don't know why you're doing it. It's 2 different things for people. So it's important that we figure out our own setbacks, our own, not our setbacks, our own barriers, blocks, or whatever. We all have them.
100%, like the skills that you need to get there, like always constantly working on refining the skills. Yeah. Okay, so we talked about diamond, we talked about building a solid diamond, we talked about the benefit of like rank, of income, and like how you can grow as a diamond, right? I want to just note, I know a lot of you are pushing for diamond as a means to like get to a bigger place, like these longer term visions you have, like financially benefiting your families, changing the futures. And guys, the cool thing about the coaching opportunity is when you have coaches join you, you then get to help them build this for their families, right? It's not just you building it anymore. And that makes it even more exciting, even if you only have one coach on your team, like that. It's like, cool, let's help people get healthy and fit, but like, awesome. Now I get to help you learn how to actually like change the trajectory of your family's life too. And we're going to build this thing together, right? And then it gets even more exciting. And so bumping into star diamond ranks is really about you learning how to have that belief and that confidence and that decision to get to diamond. And then it's working to find other people that want to build this with you, right? And helping them do the same. So I wanted to just mention that 1 star diamond, all that means is that you have helped one coach in your downline get to diamond rank. And the cool thing about 1 star now, it used to be 2 star to get to New Leadership Conference. Now it's 1 star diamond and 10 elite points, which I'm not going to break down elite points. If you missed Monday night's call, please go back and listen to that, the breakdown of the road to elite. It is so important to understand that. I don't care if you don't have a goal to be an elite or a premier coach, that doesn't matter. The concept is building to team builder and team leader, like the benchmarks. And these benchmarks are focused on the overall growth of your business. It's Success Club, volume, helping personally sponsor coaches. Like it's a really good gauge of not just like, I'm going to hit Success Club and that's going to build me a successful business, because that alone is not going to do it, right? But it's like really hitting on all the important benchmarks that you need to like really grow something solid. So go back and watch that call, and he breaks down how to accrue leadership points that it takes to get to these bigger goals. But you need to be a 1 star diamond and have 10 leadership points to earn New Leadership Conference. I know for me, when I got to that event, it was like the first event that I had ever been to that was ever any type of leadership focus. And I came back like so floored and ready to run, because this isn't just learning to lead you. Like, yes, you need to self-leadership, learn to lead yourself first, but then you're going to be learning to lead other people. And that's where the magic is really at in this business, is helping other people be successful, right? And New Leadership is incredible and confidence boosting, and you get to network with other leaders that are really growing something solid too. And that just that energy and that like vision that you catch when you're there is so infectious. So if you're going for anything this year, like I would say, like any coach right now, I don't care if you're brand new or you're not even an emerald yet, 1 star diamond is totally possible getting to New Leadership Conference. And 2-star, I want to note, because that's where the magic really happens if you really want to grow income, or you want to grow a really solid part-time or full-time income in this business. 2-star diamond broken down is you get to diamond and you help one coach on each leg get to diamond. So you have a diamond coach on your left, you have a diamond coach on your right? What happens at 2-star is you get to open a second business center. And what that means is that you basically get to sign up a brand new rock star coach, except that rock star coach is you. And you get to place that coach anywhere you want in your downline, including your weak leg, which we just explained. When you have more control over building volume on that weak leg, you have more control over building your volume. And that's why 2-star and opening a second business center is a freaking game changer. Like, that is where you're just going to see like explosive opportunity for growth to happen in your business, because you have more control over it now. So that's like the magic of getting to 2-star diamond. And yes, like, it's going to take focus and dedication and consistency and learning how to lead yourself, and then learning how to teach that to other people and help them duplicate it. But my gosh, that's, yep, consistency and retention. But that's where the magic is at. So I wanted to mention that simply because diamond, a lot of the times I feel like what happens is we have diamond as a goal being like the be all end all goal of like, once I get to diamond, I'm going to be successful. Like, once I get to diamond, I'm going to be making all this income. And yes, it's going to help you, but it should be just a really solid foundational benchmark on the way to something bigger, right? If that's what you're here and that's what you're here to build, just know that that's a really solid stepping stone and foundation to build upon from there. And with that said, one more thing and then I'm done and you can say whatever. I just want to say, because I know a lot of us think like, oh my gosh, I'm struggling to hit Success Club right now, Success Club 6. Like, how in the hell could I ever actually make a goal like that happen? Or like, you almost have to be a visionary of like, you can believe in something you cannot yet see right now, because if you don't believe it, you're never going to get there. Like, if you don't believe that it's possible for you, you're never going to take the action to do that. You're never going to show up like that in your business. You're never going to post the way that, like, if you believe it, you're never going to go out and invite people to coaching or invite people to your challenge groups. You're never going to like push through that bubble of like, I guess I think of it as like a mental limit of like, when I'm in a really like push phase, like and maybe you guys can relate to this and maybe you don't, but like, sometimes you sit down in your business and you're like, okay, I'm going to send 5 invites today. And like, that's good. I did my vitals today, right? Like, you do your power hour, you send a couple invites. And then there are those phases where you're just like so hell-bent on seeing growth. You're like, I'm going to invite everybody. I'm going to invite 30 people today. I don't care if I've never talked to this girl. She commented on my post. She followed my story. She whatever. Like, I'm going to go invite her and I'm fired up about it. And I don't care who says no and who says not now and who gives me a money objection. Like, I am plowing through this because I am going somewhere and I'm going to find the people that want to join me to do it. There's a very different mindset frame from that. Like, I'm going to sit down and send a few invites and like see what happens for me, versus I made a decision and I'm going to build this and I'm going to go for it and see what happens. Like, you show up differently. Your energy is different. Like, the numbers you're doing are different, right? And I wanted to say this is, when I've struggled in my business to hit Success Club, because I'm not a unicorn, I've struggled with this too, is I can directly go back to what it is that I haven't been doing to know why. And the key is tracking your vital behaviors so that this becomes, like, we all do this, guys. Like, we're all human, right? But like, I can think, if you're tracking this and you're actually writing down like, how many new connections did I start today? How many people did I connect with from my stories? Like, how many people did I add to my network? How many actual invites did I send this week? How many follow-ups have I done? If you're tracking those things and you're like, okay, I'm doing the work and I'm doing my vitals, and sure, I could be doing a little better, but like, I'm still not seeing the results I want and I'm still not hitting Success Club. Like, why is that? Right? a lot of times it's not that you're necessarily doing anything wrong or that you suck at inviting or that nobody wants to join you or that you're a crappy coach or all this crazy negative shit that we tell ourselves when we're struggling, right? Because don't we all do that? Like your negative beliefs start creeping in of like, can I really do this? Do people really want to join me? Whatever. Is it more often than not, it's just the energy that we're bringing to it and the amount that we're doing. And if we're tracking that, you can say like, okay, well, I sent a total of 25 invites this week and I'm only at SC2. So maybe next week I need to make it my goal to send a total of 50 and see what happens. Because not everybody you invite is going to say yes to you. You have to expect no's. You have to expect objections, and you have to expect that you might have to follow up with people 3 to 7 times before they say yes to you, and show up consistently to build that trust. Like I still, next week, it'll be 6 years since I became a coach. And I kid you not, I have people now that sign up with me that have been following me for 3, 4, or 5 years and have said no forever, or like want to do nothing to do with me, right? Like staying the course and being consistent with it, you're gonna see that happen. But for Team Cup month purposes, if you want to do something you've never done, like then you need to track it and you need to take action. We need to take action in ways that we haven't before, or in ways that we have that gave us the month's outcome that we wanted to have. Like if you had a kick-ass month in your business that you can go back to and be like, I know exactly what I did that month and why I had an outcome like that. And then know what you can do to repeat that again in Team Cup month. And if you've never done that, well, let's figure it out, right? Go for it, Annalisa.
I was so wrapped up in what you were saying that I forgot what I was going to say. What was I going to say? Oh, the cool thing about all of this, every single thing that Dana talked about of volume placement, whatever, it's just the same thing: inviting, enrolling people, and just plugging them onto your team, right? It's consistent action. And the biggest thing that I am trying to focus on in my personal business this year is bringing the energy, like just being enthusiastic about the business. Like, don't care when people say no to me. I'm still going to bring the energy to the next person that I invite. And it's hard. It's not easy to do that. It's easy to get like shot down when they say no and be like, maybe they're right. Maybe this isn't the right thing. I don't know. But you just, it's not for everyone, right? And we have to be okay with that. And our job is to educate and to collect information from people, like educate them on what we're doing and listen to them about their story. And maybe their objections are something that we can gently combat. And maybe they are objections that are totally legit and you're like, yeah, this definitely isn't for you. And I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me about it. Happy to follow along with your journey still, right? We're not just like, okay, peace out, bye. You're just bringing value to people. And if it's the right fit for them, they'll join you now or eventually. And if it's not, then hopefully they can be a referral or share your post in an Instagram story because they still appreciate the connection they had with you and they didn't feel like you were headhunting. So biggest tip for you is bring the energy, go out there with confidence, and just tell people like they'd be like the people that you want on your dream team. Just tell them like, it would be a dream to work with you. I would really love to have you in our team. I think you'd make a great fit. I think you'd love it. And tell that to them and see where it goes. But don't be afraid to go out there and invite. Just make it your own. And let's do this thing. I'm so excited for this year. I hope you guys are too. I know sometimes we just need this regroup call and like, what is Diamond? How do we get our coaches to do that? We get our coaches to do it by getting excited for them about the small wins right off the bat, right? Enrolling their first coach, getting their first Success Club points, getting to Emerald,
celebrating everything again.
Celebrating everything and not being afraid to like push new coaches out of their nest. Like go hit Emerald this week. Like you want to do that by next Thursday. And it's easy. Enroll your mom and enroll whoever. And try not to let new coaches get in their own heads, right? And if you're in your own head, get out of your own head and just go find one more person that you'd love to work with.
I loved that advice the other night, or I think it was Doug Moss that said it, right? And he was saying about Amy Silverman, like they gave her the mic and it was like one piece of advice to like what coaches should do. And she said, stop thinking. Like, stop thinking so much. Stop overthinking. Like, just take action.
Do it.
We overthink everything to death, right?
It's true. And we've let whatever stigma and whatever MLM stuff go to like get in our way, like block us. But
Rachel just asked when I'm going to be leading the business opportunity webinar for the difference maker movement. That's another thing to be said is get the hell out of your comfort zone. Like, do things that are uncomfortable for you. Like, I've led a million sneak peeks and business opportunity webinars, but for some reason, like taking ownership of leading one for the difference maker movement gives me a little bit of heebie-jeebies because the spotlight is 100% on me, and the responsibility of sharing the opportunity to God knows how many people from so many different coaches is a little bit like, hey, the pressure's on, right? But that's going to be on February 4th night at 8 p.m. So it's next Tuesday night at 8, next Tuesday night. So you can be inviting people to hop on that to check out the coaching opportunity. And one last thing I want to say is I'm just curious to hear from you guys if you feel like this would be beneficial, because I feel like it would be, because I feel like it's something we can always be working on. And since things are kind of ever changing and we have new coaches, do you think it would be beneficial to run like these first couple calls of this month to do more on diving back into basics of like how to invite, like where you're inviting from, where you're connecting with new people, how to overcome objections effectively, like when you're following up with people, like what are you saying to people to get them to sign up with you after they've said no to you, like having the confidence to go follow up with people. Like I am probably like, I don't care how many times I followed up with people. I'll follow up with them like every 4 days or like every, like I keep going back to the same people over and over and over and over, because eventually if they're not telling me a flat out no, I want nothing to do with what you're doing, I keep following up with those people because they haven't told me no. They haven't been like, hell no, I don't want to join what you're doing. They just don't trust me enough yet, or they don't believe in themselves enough yet, right? So like the confidence to passionately, persistently continue following up with people, like, do you feel like it would benefit you and or your coaches to have a call to kind of go dig more into those basic topics? Because I feel like, I mean, that's the bread and butter of building our business. I'm curious to hear from you guys.
I think everyone could always learn to hear different ways people invite to both the coaching opportunity and to their groups.
Yeah. I think overcoming objections sticks out to me a lot because I feel super confident overcoming objections at this point. But I was talking to Ashley Hagen last week, and a lot of times like she'll tell me something someone said, and I like being able to be like, this is what you should say in response to that, or this is how I would word it, right? And then always, I think you were kind of saying this, Annalisa, of like not just like writing people off and being like, fine, if you don't want to join me, whatever, but saying like, I'll be here when you're ready. Like, I know for me, it took me a while to feel ready to join my coach. Like, I was kind of skeptical too. And like, I know that we have to be ready and in a place. Do you mind if I follow up with you in a month or 2 months or something? But like ending that conversation of an objection or a no or not now effectively so that you have the relationship to go back to continue checking in on those people. Anyways, we'll do a call on that. I have to hop off. Oh, bye. All right.
Yeah, I think also we have people on the team. Sorry, Mary Paige, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was
going
going to say another thing we talked about at the beginning of January, and I mean, maybe it's just stuck in my head because it's really helpful, but when we do the masterminds and we can all get together, I really liked hashing out like the idea of like hashing out the month before. So like what worked for you, what didn't work for you, like, and kind of all kind of talking like things and working through this. Cause like, obviously we're here at the end of January and like some of us really rocked it and some of us are really struggling. And so like, by the way,
you're figuring it out.
I had someone sign up while we were on our team call. I'm like, woo, come on, no return. Come on, don't go through yet.
You're doing it, MP. You're doing it. You're making a comeback.
I'm gonna hit SC10. I'm doing it 2 days. So anyway, but like the idea of like having a mastermind each month and like just kind of going through and like having people bring up different subjects, you know, the objections thing would be really great for especially the coaches that I have like on our team cup and stuff. The one coach and I have, and I think, I don't know, Ray, how you feel, but like I know mine is like really struggling with objections. I gave her the little document that we had in our files section that it's like really old. It's like DVD still old. But I gave it to her. I'm like, here, use this. I'd love if, you know, there were other newer like objection documents to share, but I think that's something that I struggled with when I was a new coach.
We have those on the team page. We just have to prompt people to do them. And that's another thing. Like I shared with you guys, like I created a doc of topics for action takers because my plan for action takers is to put some like next step trainings for things in there beyond just the new coach videos, and we can definitely put things in there of like how to invite, like how are you inviting to your challenge group, how are you inviting to coaching, how are you overcoming an objection. That way we have one hub of like FAQ type questions of those basic things.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay,
and
so
then
anyway,
we're not always like needing to do calls on it and that kind of stuff. So but I just feel like since we have newer coaches, and I don't know, I feel like a lot of kind of coaches that have maybe not been as consistent are plugging back in again. And I want to make sure that like we all feel like we're kind of cohesively working on having a really effective strategy to do vital behaviors and feeling like we're having the outcomes we want from it. So.
Annalisa, you said the feel felt found. I actually used that today. And Dana, did you happen to see my post earlier about that girl we were talking about?
As I was going into an appointment, I didn't get to read it yet.
That's fine. She was giving me some serious runaround, and she was wasting my time at the end of the day. And I finally I gave her the feel felt found. I like was like really sincere, and then it pushed a lot of buttons. So I went live on my page and I was just like, if you're not ready, it actually got me 3 new applications, like within 10 minutes, which I'm all about it because people are ready. But this girl, I was just
need to see this video now.
It pays to get pissed off sometimes, doesn't it?
I mean, it was coming from the heart because I was like, I don't want you guys to have to deal with what I dealt with. Like, I don't want you to have to like have health scares and be forced into something like this. Like, do it now before anybody. She definitely would call me out. She's like, I feel like that video was directed to me. And I'm like,
that's her own perspective, though. It doesn't.
Well, it was.
Yeah, but you weren't saying it directly to her. You were just saying it in general.
I wasn't, and I was
prompted it.
Not the only one, right? She doesn't know that, and obviously it happened right after we were talking.
Yeah,
but yeah, like understanding how to deal with objections. You don't have to go that strong. Annalisa, you're in the social team, right? Do you ever pay attention to that one girl, Stephanie Kaufman, who posts her replies? She's quite the bee when it comes to objections, and she'll call you out on your crap. But so I feel like I was channeling my inner Stephanie Kaufman there. But anyway,
it worked, and it worked.
Hey, it's necessary sometimes. You know what? We have to think that sometimes our jobs as coaches is not to like coddle people. Like our job is to help people see life changes and see results. And I don't mean to like go be an asshole, but like sometimes that means pushing back and like speaking truth into people or calling each other out. I mean, hell, we do that to each other as coaches. We're like, I'm struggling, call me out and get some tough love.
But that's part of the community. They get in here and they need to know that like it's okay to struggle. But it's my deal is like I don't want someone who's wishy-washy to like start in the first place, and then they get in and they don't do anything.
They'll start
or they return it, which I've had a lot of lately, and it's starting to tick me off. I'm like,
what else is your fire? You were already fired up because of that, and that was like the second jab.
Yes, and yeah. Anyway,
alrighty. Okay, so we'll have some, maybe we'll have somebody hop on for the topic of inviting confidently. I think having a guest speaker would be a good thing for that, because we can always learn from other coaches how they're doing it too. So
Yeah, and our like objection talk and stuff, we could have like almost like a power hour schedule of like who's going in the team page to like host like an objections role play or something, you know.
have
Like,
everybody bring an objection that you're getting. Like we can
yeah,
go
and someone could just respond, like someone who's comfortable with having that conversation could respond, could just answer that for them in live or something. I don't know. You could do like a live, like, what's your objection? Post them here, and I'll respond live on how I would do that.
Ray, seeing you so happy makes me so happy. Like you smiling and giggling with your baby over there. I'm like,
Cute.
well, would everybody like
Can't
to
complain.
take videos off so we can take a boomerang? I mean, it's not as cute with your faces not on there.
I think I already some of us posted some when everyone was on. Oh my god, don't get me yawning. Okay.
I took one. We all look tired.
Oh, I was yawning. Wait, take it again. I was totally yawning. You were like,
Okay, ready? Everybody, look alive. All right. I will get this recording uploaded and posted if you have people you want to tag in, and hope it was helpful for somebody. We'll see you next week.
here we go. Team Cut Month. Big month for all of us. Let's do this thing. Bye.
Bye.